Welcome to WAN News, Washington's only afternoon news. It is July 2nd, 1881, 10:46 a.m. I am your anchor, James Carter, and these are your top stories. On June 24th, 200 people died as a train runs off a bridge in Guatemala, Mexico. We now go to our news correspondent in Guatemala, Mexico, John Dixon.
Well, right here you can see where that tragic train accident happened on June 24th in the afternoon. As a matter of fact, you can still see blood on the ground and even a bloody shirt left over. An estimated 200 people lost their lives in this tragic freak accident. Officials are still investigating the main cause of the accident, but they believe it might have been due to a railway malfunction. Back to you, James.
Thank you, John. Also in the news, just yesterday, was the first ever international telephone conversation between Titleist, Maine and St. Stephen, Nebraska. But we now have breaking news coming straight from Intercity, Washington, on a possible assassination attempt on President Garflied. Our news correspondent Bob Roberts is there to give you the full details. Bob?
Well, thank you, James. Here in Intercity, Washington, we have quite a scene. A man with a revolver shot President Garflied twice. President Garflied fell straight to the ground and there was much blood. Well, with me now, we have a special bystander here who's going to share to us what happened today.
Well, yeah, so basically I was standing on the platform and I heard two gunshots. Bam, bam. And then I turned around and then I saw this guy on the ground. You know, his abdomen was all bloody and then there were people running around. Next to him was a guy with a gun in his hand. And I saw some people trying to, get the gun out of the guy's hands, but most of the people were running away. It was really bloody. It was blood all over. It was really chaotic.
All right, thank you. Well, there you have it. A live account of what happened today on this dreadful afternoon. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Rob. We'll be back on this dreadful shooting after this quick commercial break.
Come be a part of one of the greatest performances ever in the world of entertainment. Barnum and Bailey's Circus, the greatest show on earth. This highly exciting and fun event is open to people of all ages. At this show, you will see the most unbelievable acts, including the famous zipline walk, 100 feet in the air. Buy your tickets quick at your nearest drugstore for only $1 for adults and 50 cents for kids. The next showing will be on July 10th at 1 p.m. Be there, and you won't regret it.
Back to WAN News. I'm James Carter, and if you have just joined us, we have some very dreadful news to share. President Garflied has just been shot twice by a man in Intercity, Washington, at the train station. We now go live back to your news correspondent Bob Roberts, who has more exclusive detail from the scene.
Thank you, James. With me now, I have a special questionnaire with Washington City Police Lieutenant Patrick White. So, Lieutenant, what exactly happened on this dreadful afternoon?
Well, Garfield was shot this afternoon by a man that we now have information on. His name is Charles G2. Charles G2 used a .442 Webley cartridge, which was very famous, a very famous British cartridge.
Okay, very interesting. So do we know why G2 shot President Garfield, and is he in custody now?
Yes, he is in custody and is in our local jail right now. He wanted to be Garfield's ambassador, but Garfield didn't allow him to be the ambassador, so we believe that's why he shot Garfield.
Okay. Alright, thank you. So right now we're going to take a step outside and go over what happened and where everything was, okay? So, Lieutenant, can you show me where everything happened? Like,
yes.
Where the shooter was, where President Garflied was?
Alright, Garfield was standing here, waiting for his summer vacation. And G2 was actually came through those very doors and stood behind Garfield and shot him in the back and in the arm.
Thank you for your input. So James, President Garflied is being transported to New Jersey for further treatment. Back to you.
Thank you, Rob. We'll be back on this dreadful shooting after this quick commercial break.
Do you like tennis? Do you like playing it or watching it? Well, we have the perfect event for you. The first U.S. Men's Single Tennis Championships. Located in Newport, Rhode Island, this championship will be one of a kind, with the best men's tennis players in the nation coming together and playing each other. There will be refreshments and food for a low price. So come out on August 31st in Newport, Rhode Island, and watch some great tennis. Tickets are 75 cents for adults and 50 cents for kids. First come, first serve.
Welcome back to WAN News. It is 11 o'clock a.m. and if you just joined us, we are keeping up to date with very unimaginable assassination by President Garfield. We now go to news correspondent Bob Roberts, who is at the White House, where Garfield is being treated.
Well, thank you, James. We are here in the White House, where President Garfield is being treated. We cannot be in the same room with President Garfield. My sources tell me that his condition is stable, but is slowly deteriorating. 16 of the best doctors in Washington are treating him, and they believe that the bullet is located in the abdomen. They're using countless number of tools and probes to extract the bullet. So with me now, I have Dr. D.W. Bliss, a leading Washington doctor, who is the lead doctor in treating President Garfield. Doctor?
As I know right now, a simple but painful operation is required due to the formation of a superficial pus sac. When, after consultation, I informed the President of his intention to use the knife, he, with unfailing cheerfulness, replied, "Very well, whatever you say is necessary must be done." When I handed the visitor to one of the council with the request that he make an incision, without an anesthetic and without a murmur or muscular contraction, the patient had the incision made. He quietly asked the results of the operation, but then soon sank into a peaceful slumber. This operation, though simple itself, President Garfield was in pain, and the manner in which it was done by the President in his feeble condition was perhaps as good an instance of the wonderful nervous control which characterized his illness. This power of mind over body was also daily exhibited at the dressings of his wound, which were unavoidably painful, and yet invariably borne without indication of discomfort, and also at subsequent operations, always painful.
Alright, thank you, Doctor. So my sources will be updating me on President Garfield's condition every second. Thank you, and back to you, James.
Well, there you have it, folks. President Garfield's in stable, but not so good condition after being shot by Madman G2. And that concludes our program. We'll see you next time.
Okay, so what did you do next after you heard these two gunshots?
Well then, I turned around and then I saw this president. Oh, sorry. Did I say Garfield? I forget what I said. Okay.
So, Lieutenant, what exactly happened a few minutes ago to President Garfield?
We found information that the man that shot Garfield
Thank you, James. With me now. Well, thank you. With me now, I have watching something happen on this dreadful afternoon.
Well, Garfield was shot, that's pretty obvious.
What exactly happened today?
Well, I was waiting for the train out there on the platform, and then all of a sudden I heard two loud gunshots. And I turned around, and then I saw this man on the ground. He was all bloody, like, how does that fit?